Good morning, my dear students. How are you today? I hope that you are pretty fine. Okay, let's continue with the topics that we have for today, because remember that this week we were going to be having a lot of vocabulary, and we were solving some situations where you are having some doubts sometimes. That's the reason why we are going to continue with this class that we started on yesterday. So let me show you my presentation, and let's start with all this that I have for you. Remember, we are going to be practicing our English all the time, and today we are not going to be having some specific situations for speaking. We are going to be waiting for tomorrow, the last class, in order to have the opportunity to be practicing listening and speaking as in other classes. But today we are going to continue with some topics that are pretty important for you, okay? So welcome one more time. First of all, I would like to say hello. One more time, the same guy is going to be with us during this week. Hello one more time, and let's start with the class that we have for today. Yesterday we were talking about present perfect, and we were solving some situations with the word yet. Also, we were talking about still yet and already giving different examples. You already have all these slides on your platform already, still yet. And also we were talking about just the principal differences with all of them, still yet already, when you are going to be using them, and also some examples, right, with present perfect and other tenses. If you have any question, please, with this, let me know, and I'm going to be helping you. Also, we were talking about for, since, and ago. Do you remember? So time ago, en el pasado, since, for, and we were talking about when we are going to be using for and when we are going to be using since. Okay, remember, since has a starting point and it hasn't finished, and for is going to be that period of time. Okay, it's already done, and that was a period of time, and since is the date, the hour in which started something at that it continues till the end. Okay, for is going to be this part that I have here. For is going to be this part that I have for you. This part that I have for you. This is for es todo lo que duró. Since es desde donde empezó hasta su continuación. Excellent. Way! And we were practicing yesterday with that. Now, let's continue with this that I have for you. What is the difference between ever and never? Because you we have been using these words, but sometimes it's like never ever, ever never. Oh, but when we are going to be using ever and when we are going to be using never, two other words that are going to be pretty important in our context. So ever is going to be meaning at any time, and never is going to be meaning not anytime. Okay, that is going to be one of the principal differences that we are going to be having. Ever, at any time, the time that you want, at the time that you want, and never, not anytime. Okay, have you ever been to Brazil? ¿Has estado alguna vez en Brasil? The smell is worse than ever. El olor es peor que cualquier otra vez, ¿no? Not anytime. I have never been to Brazil. Yo nunca he estado en Brasil. You never help me. Nunca me ayudas. Never ever is used for emphasizing never very strongly. Vamos a juntar ahí el ever con el never. Acuérdate, ever en cualquier momento, alguna vez. Never, nunca. Never ever es para enfatizar el never, pero así bien fuerte, ¿no? I will never ever leave her. jamás, casi, nunca, jamás en la vida la dejaría. Ay, because I love you so much. I love her so much. Cool. Not, I don't know what, ever is used instead of never, but never is much more common. For example, she hasn't ever been a friend of ours. She has not ever been, ella nunca ha sido una amiga nuestra. El has not ever es lo mismo que el never, ¿no? Pero el never es mucho más común que el not ever. Que el not ever, en pocas palabras, es el never. Never say never. Nunca digas nunca. Okay. Never versus ever. Okay, one more time. Ever at any time, never not at any time. Never is not at any time in the past, including now. For example, I have never seen such a beautiful sunset. Nunca he visto tan hermoso atardecer. ¿No? Nunca, ni en el pasado hasta el momento, ¿no? Incluyendo ahorita. Ever, it's an adverb also, and it talks about at any time, including the present. Anytime, cualquier tiempo, cualquier momento, incluyendo el presente. Aquí never es en ningún tiempo en el pasado, incluyendo ahorita, y el ever no tiene nada que ver con el pasado, ¿no? Incluye el presente en cualquier tiempo. Have you ever ridden a horse? ¿Alguna vez has montado un caballo? Have you ever? ¿Alguna vez? Never, nunca. So, we are going to be using these two small words with present perfect. Yes, you are going to be using this also in other tenses, but it is pretty common that we can use this ever and never in present perfect. For example, we are going to be talking about some uses. If we are going to be using this, when we are going to be talking about a time from the past until now, from the past until now, or the things a person has done in his life without saying when the things were done, okay? That's when we are going to be using this. Para hablar de cuestiones que sucedieron en el pasado, que no han sucedido en el pasado, que sucedieron. Perdóname, hablar de cosas que en el tiempo desde el pasado hasta ahorita, o en tiempo pasado hasta ahorita, o ciertas cositas que una persona ha hecho en su vida sin que te haya dicho cuándo las hizo, ¿no? Time from the past till now, desde el pasado hasta ahorita. ¿Cómo vamos a usar el ever y el never? How we are going to be using ever and never? Ever is used when talking about experiences, and it means at any time in history. Vas a usar el ever cuando estés hablando acerca de alguna experiencia, ¿no? Y significa en cualquier momento, alguna vez, en el tiempo de toda la historia, alguna vez en toda la historia, ¿no? Example, has she ever helped you with your problems? ¿Ella te ha ayudado alguna vez o alguna vez te ha ayudado con tus problemas? And never is used to talk about things that you have not done in your life. El never tú lo vas a estar utilizando para cosas que no has hecho en tu vida, desde el pasado hasta ahorita, ¿no? Nada que ver en el futuro. I have never been on the roof. I'm afraid of heights. Nunca he estado en el techo. Le tengo miedo a las alturas. Ever, alguna vez. Never, nunca. Ever and never. Recuerda, I have never ever, como mostramos aquí. I have never ever. Enfatizamos el nunca, ¿no? Not ever es lo mismo que never, pero never es como que más común, ¿no? Más usual. So, ever, it indicates at some or any time in your life up to now. ¿Sale? It is used also in questions. How you are going to be using this? First the verb, your subject, your ever, and your past participle, ¿ok? Como te dije, se utiliza sobre todo en el presente perfecto, además seguro, ahí lo vas a encontrar, ¿no? Te indica en algún momento de tu vida hasta el momento, en cualquier momento de tu vida hasta ahorita, y lo vas a utilizar en preguntas, ¿sale? Solamente vas a usar ever cuando digas never ever, ¿no? Cuando lo usas, después justamente del sujeto pones el ever y después el participio, ¿no? Ya sabemos que para la pregunta primero va el verbo have. Ahora, el never is used in affirmative sentences. After the verb and your past participle. Tú vas a utilizar el never en afirmaciones, en oraciones afirmativas, cuando estás diciendo, o que sí, por así decirlo, yo nunca he ido al carro. No puedes decir, yo nunca no he ido. ¡Ah! Doble negación, nunca en la vida. Never, ever. Sale afirmando, never, ever in your life you are going to be using this. Okay, it indicates ever, anytime in your life till now, ¿sale? Como decíamos, no tiene que ver solo con el pasado, no tiene que ver con el pasado, tiene que ver con cualquier momento de tu vida, incluyendo el pasado, hasta ahorita, en preguntas. Y el never solo lo utilizas en oraciones afirmativas, no puedes decir doblemente, yo nunca, no he ido, nah, I have never got, I have never sang, I have never, y con tu pasado participio. Y el pasado participio, acuérdate que es parte del presente perfecto. ¿Ok? Experiences at a time in the past and un specified time. I have ever visited Rome a few times during my life. Yo he visitado Roma pocas veces durante mi vida, ¿no? I have written some books. He escrito algunos libros, few times, algunas veces. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. Yes, she hasn't. Pero aquí me estoy enfocando al never. I have never traveled. Nunca he viajado. She or he has never traveled. Él nunca ha viajado a. María has never traveled to Cancún, for example. Nunca, ¿no? Desde el pasado hasta ahorita, nunca lo ha hecho. Ever. In questions, alguna vez. Never. Tiene un sentido negativo, nunca. Y como ya está diciendo que no, por eso es que lo usas en cuestiones afirmativas. I have never written a book. Nunca he escrito un libro. No puedo decir, I have not never written a book. Yo nunca no he escrito un libro. No, that is not possible. Okay. Never ever. Nunca, 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 jamás de los nunca. No. That is how we are going to be making use of this ever and never. Ever, alguna vez, never, nunca, ever. En preguntas, never. En afirmaciones. ¿Sale? I have never, no va a ir antes del verbo, siempre va después de nuestro verbito. Sale en oraciones, el never después del verbo y el ever después del sujeto. No puedes decir, have never you, no, perdóname, have ever you gone to the movie theater? Está mal. Have you ever gone? ¿Sale? Exactly, that is how we are going to be using it. Ever and never. Also, we are going to be talking about this one. Uy, adjectives with ed or ing. Do you know what is the difference between the adjectives with ed or ing? What could it be? What could it be? I know that you can do it. Okay, let me tell you this. The adjectives that ends with ed are going to be describing a person's own feelings, okay? For example, bored, confused, interested, excited, surprised, are going to be talking about the feelings that the person has, their or his or her own feelings, okay? About him, her, about their self, or personal feelings or feelings is going to be describing our own feelings, okay? For example, this lesson is difficult and confused. Kate had nothing to do. She was very bored. This lesson is difficult. I'm confused. Esta lección o esta clase es difícil. Estoy confundido. Yo, ¿cómo me siento? Los adjetivos que terminan en ed nos están hablando de los sentimientos propios de la persona. ¿Cómo se siente? ¿Cómo percibe? ¿Cómo está? ¿No? Kate had nothing to do. She was very bored. Kate no tenía nada que hacer, estaba muy aburrida. She was bored, estaba aburrida. Ella, ¿cómo se sentía? ¿Cómo estaba? ¿No? Oh, this party is amazing. I'm excited. Esta fiesta está genial. Estoy emocionada. Oh my goodness, this topic is very interesting. I'm interested on that. Este tema es muy interesante. Estoy interesada en ello. That is how we are going to be using this. Pero acabo de usarte dos adjetivos con uno en ing y otro con ed. Interesting and interested en la misma oración, in the same sentence. How is that possible? ¿Cómo es eso posible? Because we are going to be having this difference. When you are going to be having an adjective that is going to be ending with ing, it's because you are going to be describing a situation, a thing, or a person that causes that feeling. That is going to be the difference between the ed and ing. The ed or ing. What are the adjectives? Porque me emociona hablándolo. For example, boring, confusing, interesting, exciting, surprising. Look at the difference. We are going to see which one is the difference. Which is the difference? This lecture is very confusing. I don't understand. The movie was so boring that Jim nearly fell asleep. This lecture is very confusing. I don't understand. Esta lectura es muy confusa. No entiendo. The movie was so boring that Jim nearly fell asleep. La película estuvo tan aburrida que Jim casi se queda dormido, ¿no? She was very bored. Ella estaba aburrida. ¿Cómo se sentía? The movie was so boring. La película estuvo aburrida, ¿no? That Jim nearly fell asleep. Que Jim casi se queda dormido. Aquí te estoy describiendo una cuestión, una situación, una cosa o una persona que causa el sentimiento. En los adjetivos con ed hablamos del sentimiento. Te describo el sentimiento que tiene la persona y con los adjetivos en ing te estoy describiendo lo que causa ese sentimiento. Oh, the lesson is excited. La clase, la lección es emocionante. I feel excited. Me siento emocionada. I'm excited. Estoy emocionada because the lesson is exciting, sorry. Me siento emocionada porque la clase es emocionante. No, it's exciting. Oh, I'm interested on this topic because the class is interesting. Estoy interesada en este tema porque la clase es interesante. Estoy interesado, confundido, aburrido, porque la clase es interesante, aburrida, confusa, emocionante, sorprendente. Can you see the difference? How we are going to be using this, the ed or the ing? What do you think? Well, little by little, don't worry. Let's continue. So, don't worry, because we are going to be having more examples about this. So, remember, when we are going to be talking about adjectives, adjectives that are ending with ed are going to be describing the feelings of the person, and ing are going to be describing the situation, the thing, or the person that causes that effect. Okay, for example, here you have it. Where can I put this? My camera key. Okay, let's start así, lo que nos truje with this topic, adjectives ending with ed and ing. Okay, he's bored. As you can see here, we are going to be having all this. Let me use my red color, red. Okay, he is bored. These books are boring. Can you tell me which one is the difference? Uy, yes, Miss, I remember that in the other slide, you were telling us something about feelings, another about the causes. Yes, this is the moment of truth. What is the difference between he's bored and these books are boring? What could it be the difference? So, in order to answer that question, we are going to be having this. Adjectives that end in ing, as I told you, they are going to describe the characteristics of a person, a thing, or a situation, and those characteristics of that person, thing, or situation are going to be causing a special feeling. For example, the books are boring. We are describing a characteristic of the books. What do these books cause? They make people feel bored. That is one of the differences. Los adjetivos entre esta pregunta de he's bored, él está aburrido, these books are boring, estos libros son aburridos. We are talking first of all about the adjectives that end in ing. Estamos hablando primeramente de los adjetivos que terminan en ing. Estos adjetivos que terminan en ing describen las características de la persona, la cosa, la situación, el objeto, el animal, whatever you want. Y esas características que estás describiendo causan cierto sentimiento en una persona, ¿no? En la persona, no en las cosas, no en esto, porque solamente las personas pues pueden sentir, ¿no? De las plantas y los animales, ¿no? Pero cosas no. Por eso decíamos, the books are boring. Los libros son aburridos. What are describing a character? We are describing the characteristics of the book. Estamos describiendo la característica de estos libros. What do these books cause? They make people feel bored. ¿Qué causan estos libros? Hacen que la gente se sienta aburrida. Ahora, the adjectives that end in ed are going to be describing a feeling or an emotion that a person had. It is how we feel about something. For example, he's bored. In the first example, he's bored. This is his feeling right now. This feeling was caused by the books. He's not going to be bored for eternity. He feels bored for now. It is something temporary. Los adjetivos que terminan en ed van a describir el sentimiento o la emoción, cómo se siente la persona respecto a algo. Por ejemplo, he's bored. Él está aburrido. This is his feeling right now. Ese es su sentimiento ahorita. Él se está sintiendo así a causa de los libros, ¿no? No va a estar aburrido por toda la eternidad. Se siente aburrido por el momento, es temporal. Entonces, los adjetivos con ing te dan las características de cómo te hacen sentir. Y los que terminan en ed te describen cómo te sientes, describen la emoción o el sentimiento que tú tienes, ¿no? Los ED describen tu sentimiento, tu emoción respecto a algo, y los ING te expresan cómo te describen las características o personas que te hacen sentirte de cierta manera, el sentimiento que causan. For example, I'm tired right now. My flight was tiring because it was a 12-hour flight. What is the difference? I'm tired right now. Estoy cansado ahorita. My flight was tiring because it was a 12-hour flight. Estoy cansado. Mi vuelo estuvo cansado. Porque tú ahorita te sientes cansado, es el sentimiento que tienes, y tu vuelo, ¿cómo estuvo? Te está describiendo cómo fue, cómo estuvo, ¿no? ¿Cómo es? Public toilets are sometimes disgusting. I'm disgusted by the smell of them. Los baños públicos a veces son desagradables, ¿no? Me siento, como pueden ser disgustantes, ¿no? Me siento disgustado, incómodo por el olor de ellos. ¿Cómo te sientes? Y disgusting es cómo es, y disgusted, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo te sientes, no? Your speech was inspiring. I'm now inspired to do great things with my life. Tu discurso fue inspirador. Me siento inspirado a hacer grandes cosas con mi vida. ¿Cómo fue ese discurso? ¿Cómo te sientes? Inspiring, inspired, ¿ok? Todos los que terminan con ED, ¿cómo te sientes? Los que terminan con ING, ¿cómo son? ¿Cómo están? No? Here we are going to be having other the same adjectives with some other examples. As I was telling you, we are going to be using ED adjectives ending in order to show how we feel about something, the feeling that we have about something, and the ing adjectives are going to, or they are going to be used to describe the thing which make us feel in this way. I'm interested in astronomy. Astronomy is interesting. I'm disappointed with my exam results. My exam results are disappointing. Ay, los ED los usamos para mostrar cómo nos sentimos respecto a algo, y los que terminan en ING describen las cosas que nos hacen sentir de esa manera. I'm interested in astronomy. Estoy interesada en astronomía. Astronomy is interesting. Astronomía es interesante. I'm disappointed with my exam results. Estoy decepcionado con respecto a mis resultados del examen. My exam results are disappointing. Los resultados de mi examen son decepcionantes. Ve. Nivel intermediate, B1, B2. No tengas miedo de que esto era de básico. No, my sweetheart, this is for intermediate. And this is super important that we can know, because we are not going to be talking about tenses. Present simple, present progressive, present perfect. Yes, I already know that you already know present perfect, right? But B1 or B2 is when we are talking about present perfect with present perfect continuous, or present perfect with yet, still, never, ever. Those are going to be the complements that you are going to be having during this level. Okay, some things that maybe we say, yes, I already know them. Yes, we already know the bases, but we are adding more extra information to all those bases that you have. Okay, so that is the situation that we are going to be facing. Excellent. That's the reason why we are talking one more time about adjectives. Because maybe we are thinking, well, I already know adjectives. Yes, we know, but it is important to know that with all those adjectives that we already know, we are going to be having new things that it's like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that they were going to be some adjectives with ET or some adjectives with ing. And what is the difference with these two of adjectives? And wait a minute, because we are going to have another topic that is going to be extreme adjectives. adjectives. Yes, indeed, we are going to be having different situations. We are going to be, and this is excited. I'm excited. I'm excited because these kind of topics are very exciting. You are going to be having a lot of information, a lot of topics, a lot of words, a lot of grammar that is going to be super useful for you. And really, I do really love to give this kind of classes, basic, intermediate, and advanced, because you are able to learn different things. And maybe you said, oh my goodness, I have never thought about it. Nunca había pensado sobre ello. I didn't know that they were going to be existing this kind of adjectives. Yes, indeed, they are going to be existing. And also you are going to be having other exciting topics that maybe you don't even know, but you are going to be knowing and also using. Vas a tener ciertos temas que a lo mejor no sabes aunque existen, pero cuando los veas y sepas de su existencia vas a decir, wow, that was cool, that was great, that was heavy, estuvo padre, estuvo genial. No, that's the reason why we are talking about this. Por eso te decía, yo sé que a lo mejor dices, yo ya me decía adjetivos, sí, pero es que no solamente son adjetivos, también es que algo que va más allá, aparte del tema de adjetivos que vimos en básico, sino que estos ya son niveles B1, B2, ahora sí que internacionalmente, ¿no? El extra, el plus que viene detrás de esos temas, como vimos el presente perfecto, ya lo habíamos visto, el pasado con will y going to, el presente con futuro con will and going to, ¿no? Ya lo habíamos visto, perfecto. Por eso repasamos tanto al principio, porque ahorita se están viendo los frutos de ese repaso. Cuando vimos presente perfecto, ahorita fue cuando vimos el still, el just, el already, el never, ever, ¿no? El complemento de esos temas. Vimos lo que fue el presente progresivo, el presente perfecto progresivo, y nos falta el pasado perfecto progresivo. Ahorita adjetivos que se vieron en básico, ¿no? Ahorita estamos viendo mucho más allá lo que continúa de esos temas, el will or going to, pues vimos el ing y las diferencias específicas entre ellos, y resulta que el ing, el presente progresivo y el presente simple también son para futuro, pero ya habíamos visto futuro antes, sí, pero dentro del futuro hay mucho más futuro, y vimos hasta el futuro continuous. Hay un futuro perfecto y aparte hay un futuro en el pasado. Entonces esto es realmente genial, es apasionante todo lo que vas a estar aprendiendo. Y bueno, en cuanto pases avanzado, es un extra y un extra de desarrollo de habilidades. Y otras cuestiones bien específicas que dices, wow, I have never thought about it. No lo había pensado. That's why we are talking about adjectives with ET or ING, in order that you know that the ET adjectives are going to be showing you how you feel, and ING adjectives are going to be showing you the characteristics of something that makes you feel in that way. For example, we are going to be having this. Adjectives ending with ET or ING. I'm so bored. The book is so boring. Please, por favor, no me digas eso de esta materia. A no ser que solamente lo uses, que digas, I'm so boring, the English class is boring. No, solo porque está bien usado, te lo paso, pero cuando te aburras, tú dime, I'm so bored. I don't know what to do with my life. Estoy aburrido. Ay, the book is so boring. El libro es aburrido. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Qué es lo que te hace sentir así? La característica de lo que te hace sentir así. I'm so bored. The book is so boring. Oh, which can be? I'm bored. This is a very boring course. No digas eso de este curso. Pero lo utilizamos para los adjetivos, ¿no? I'm bored. Estoy aburrida. This is a very boring course. Este es un curso aburrido. Aburrida, aburrido. No, esta canción es aburrida. Me siento aburrida. Estoy aburrida. Me siento aburrida. Es tu sentimiento, la emoción que sientes. Esta canción está aburrida. Es aburrida. Es como es. ¿No? Cómo la característica de esa canción y cómo es aburrida te hace sentir aburrida, pero son diferentes, ¿no? El sentimiento, el contexto, la cuestión de que utilices un verbo con ed o ing, te cambia muchísimo, pero así el contexto y el significado de lo que estás usando. No puedes decir, I'm boring. Si tú dices I'm boring, vas a decir, soy aburrida. Ay, pues no nos llevemos con ella porque es una persona aburrida. Nos hace sentir aburridos. Entonces, hay que tener cuidado cómo vamos a usar los adjetivos con ing y con los ed. My question is, are you bored or are you boring? Dos significados diferentes, dependiendo cómo lo uses. Two different meanings depending how you are going to be using this. Are you bored or are you boring? Can you see the difference? Are you bored? Are you boring? ¿Estás aburrido de todo lo que te estoy diciendo? ¿Eres una persona aburrida? ¿Aburres con lo que dices? That is going to be the difference. Are you bored or are you boring? ¿Estás aburrido? ¿Eres una persona aburrida? Can you see the difference? Are you bored? Yes, you are. Sí, sí estás. Are you boring? Yes, you are. Sí, sí lo eres. That is going to be, y si ya te diste cuenta, the verb to be is going to be crucial here. El verbo to be es crucial. Estás, eres. No. What? ING. As I was telling you, ED describes emotion, how you feel. Okay. This boy is surprised. This boy is surprised. Oh, ING describes the characteristics of the object that causes that feeling. This book is surprising. El niño, el chavo, el muchachito está sorprendido. El libro es sorprendente. Other examples. I'm so bored. Kate didn't understand the lesson. She was very confused. Estoy aburrida. Kate no entendió la clase, estaba muy confundida. This meeting is so boring. Kate didn't understand the lesson. The lesson was very confusing. Esta junta es muy aburrida, está muy aburrida. No, Kate didn't understand the lesson. Kate didn't understand the lesson. It was very confusing. Kate no entendió la clase, la lección. Era muy confusa. ¿Qué? La lección con ING estamos hablando de las cosas. ND de tus sentimientos, de ti, de la persona. Y con el ING de las cosas. ¿Sale? We use ending ed to describe the people's feeling. She's very excited about her upcoming trip to Australia. Ella está muy emocionada por su próximo viaje a Australia, su viaje que viene a Australia. ING, in order to describe the thing, the situation, the characteristic of the person that makes us feel that way. Her upcoming trip to Australia is very exciting. Sorry, me emocioné con el excited por estar leyendo así. Ella está emocionada por su próximo viaje a Australia. Su próximo viaje a Australia es emocionante. The trip made her feel excited. El viaje la hace sentir emocionada. That's how we are going to be talking. Here we are talking about her, and here we are talking about the trip. Aquí estamos hablando de ella, de la persona, y aquí estamos hablando del objeto, de la situación que la hace sentir así. This chair is relaxing. I'm very relaxed now. Uy. Can you see the difference? This chair is relaxed. I'm talking about the object. This chair is relaxing. I'm very relaxed now. I'm talking about the person. Esta silla es relajante. Estoy muy relajado en este momento. No tienes que decir I feel. I'm relaxed. Now, person, the object that makes him feel relaxed. That is going to be. He is bored. These books are boring. ¿Cómo se siente aburrido? ¿Cómo son estos libros? Aburridos. That is going to be the situation that we are going to be facing. ED or ING adjectives. ing, ed. Lo que hace este es, lo que es este es como te hace sentir aquí. Es una causa y efecto. Si esto es aburrido, te hace sentir aburrido. If this is boring, it makes you feel bored. If this is exciting, it makes you feel excited. If this is interesting, it makes you feel interested. If this is, I don't know, what else? Annoying, it makes you feel annoyed. If this is embarrassing, it makes you feel embarrassed. Si esto es que te avergüenza, te hace sentir avergonzado. Como es esto, es como te va a hacer sentir aquí. El ing, como es el ing, es como te va a hacer sentir con ed. An interesting books makes you feel interested in it. Un libro interesante te hace sentir interesado en ello. Doing something annoying makes you annoyed. Hacer algo desagradable te hace sentir desagradable. Seeing something amusing makes you feel amused. Can you see the difference? What other examples can you have related to this? Tell me. ¿Cómo vamos? Kind of, right? Kind of. Excellent. So, an interesting book makes you feel interested in. Un libro interesante te hace sentir interesado en ello. Doing something annoying makes you annoyed. Hacer algo que es molesto, desagradable, te hace sentir pues molesto, desagradable. Seeing something amusing makes you feel amused. Ver algo divertido, entretenido, te hace sentir pues, divertido, entretenido, pero divertido o entretenido, como es esa opción, te hace sentir entretenido, divertido, como sentimiento y como descripción de cómo es lo que te causa ese sentimiento. ¡Eh! As I was telling you, the adjective that ends with ing describes the effect that something has on someone's feelings. They describe a process or a state that continues over a period of time and have an active meaning. And the suffix ing is related to cause. When the adjectives end in ing, it means that the person or thing causes this particular effect. The lesson is boring. In this sentence, boring characterizes the lesson. It bores students. Los adjetivos en ing te van a describir el efecto que algo causa en los sentimientos de otra persona y describen el proceso o el estado que va a continuar durante todo ese periodo de tiempo y tiene un significado fuerte. El ing es un sufijo. Un sufijo es un pedazo de una palabra, lo vamos a ver también, que tiene un significado en sí mismo. Y este ing significa que la persona causa un efecto. El ing está relacionado con una causa. ¿Sale? Te ponemos este ejemplo. The lesson is boring. La clase es aburrida. ¿Sale? El efecto que causa es el aburrimiento en el alumno. Le aburre al alumno la clase. And the adjectives with ed is going to be describing people's feelings. They have the same form as the past participle of a transitive verb and have a passive meaning. When the adjectives ends in ed, that it's also a suffix, it means that the person or thing experiences a particular effect. For example, the students are bored with the lesson. Hablando de los verbos, de los adjetivos con ed, acuérdate, describen el sentimiento de la persona. Y generalmente tienen la misma forma que en pasado de ciertos verbos. Vamos a hablar de verbos transitivos e intransitivos, ¿no? Y de la voz pasiva. Todo esto se ve relacionando poco a poco. Y cuando veamos los verbos transitivos e intransitivos, te vas a acordar de esto. Y ahorita que veamos la voz pasiva, te vas a acordar de esto, la voz pasiva. ¿Qué es la voz pasiva? Darle, pues, énfasis, no a la persona, sino a quien realizó cierta acción. No. Tiene el sufijo, es decir, una terminación específica que va a significar que la persona está experimentando cierta cuestión o que experimentó cierta cuestión. No, the students are bored with the lesson. Los alumnos están aburridos con la lección. ¡Hey! Some tips for you. Annoying, boring, confusing, tiring comes first. Vienen siempre primero y hablan de la causa. Annoyed, bored, confused, tired are going to come second and they are going to be showing the result. ING vienen primero. Los adjetivos con ed vienen al final. Te muestra el resultado, te muestra la causa. A hot bath is relaxing. This guy is relaxed. Un baño caliente es relajante. El niño está relajado. That noise is very annoying. Ese ruido es muy desagradable. His lessons are quite boring. Sus lecciones son un tanto aburridas. The pilot of the book is confusing. The plot of the book, the pilot. The plot of the book is confusing. The long flight was very tiring. Cansado. As a result, I'm annoyed. Como resultado, estoy aburrido. That noise is very annoying. As a result, I am annoyed. His lessons are quite boring. His students are often bored. The plot of the book is confusing. I was very confused by the plot. The long flight was very tiring. I'm tired as a result of that tiring flight. Can you see it? And what is the difference? Something that I was showing you. What do you think? Was it easy or was it difficult? Kind of, right? Kind of. We were talking about this because it is going to be a pretty interesting topic that you are going to be using during your daily speech. That's why it is important that we can know in a good or perfect way this kind of characteristics of the language, okay? So we are going to be having an exercise with this. You are going to let me know if the verb is going to be with ed or ing. For example, the number one, the movie was very what? And I was, for example, the movie was very boring. I was bored. The students were very, it could be interesting in the teacher's explanation. Sophie and Jack are very about their wedding ceremony. Exciting or excited? Sophie and Jack are very excited about their wedding ceremony. Running a 10-kilometer race must be very tiring or tired? Tiring. I don't know how, when I visited the mountains, I was relaxed or relaxing? Relax when I visited the mountains. My grandmother told me a very interested or interesting story. I don't know what, of jumping the rope. Tiring or tired? I'm tired of jumping the rope. I'm reading an, I don't know what, adventure story at the moment. Interesting or interested? Amazing or amazed? I'm reading an interesting adventure story at the moment, or I'm reading an amazing adventure story at the moment. Very good. Excellent. That was great and that was cool. Wow. Oh my goodness, you are learning a lot. And as you are learning a lot, I believe that you are going to be reminding this topic that is going to be pretty useful and pretty easy for you, I believe it. We are going to be talking about modal verbs. Modal verbs because they are like supermodels, they are super pretty or handsome. Well, actually, no. We are going to be talking about modal verbs because they are going to be very specific verbs that they are going to be having some specific or some special characteristics, okay? And we are going to start with should. Should that is going to be pretty easy and useful for you. What is should? Do you remember? Should or shouldn't or should not? Why and how we are going to be using should or shouldn't? Remember that it's going to be having a special meaning and its function is going to be giving some advices or suggestions in English in a very, very, very polite way. Okay, should is going to be used in order to give some advices. Okay, but how we are going to be using should? I think you should play basketball, okay? I want advice about something. Should is going to be when you want to advise about something in special or in specific. How we are going to be using this? If I want to ask a question, remember, should I watch a lot of TV? Should I clean my house? Should you eat all that food? ¿Deberías comer todo eso? Debería, it's an example, no? But I'm going to be using should I when I want an advice about something. Voy a usar should I cuando quiero que me den un consejo sobre algo. Pero mira, ¿cómo vamos a usar este should? I think you should play football. I don't think you should play football. Pero nunca vamos a usar con think. I think you shouldn't play football. No, we do not use should with I think. Es una de las únicas excepciones que te voy a dar con este should. Should no va seguido de un to. I should to play. No, I should play. I should to sing. No, I should sing. Y si usas la palabrita think, el verbo think, yo pienso, nunca vayas a decir, I think you shouldn't. No. The grammar rule says that we are going to say, I don't think you should, no pienso que deberías jugar fútbol en el rayo del sol. That is going to be one of the exceptions that we are going to be having. Here we have, should I buy the red shirt or the blue shirt? Should I buy the red shirt or the blue one? I think you should buy the red one. One can be used to avoid the repetition of the word shirt. Vamos a utilizar the red one, the blue one, the happy one, the easy one, the handsome one, the beautiful one. No significa una hermosa, sino refiriéndote a ese objeto para evitar que repitas. No, should I buy the red shirt or the blue shirt? ¿Deberías comprar la camisa roja o la camisa azul? Para no decir, yo pienso que deberías comprar la camisa roja en lugar de la camisa azul, utilizamos el one. I think you should buy the red one. I think you should buy the blue one. I don't think you should buy the red one. I don't think you should buy the blue one. Can you see how we are using one? I think you should buy the red shirt because it is nicer than the blue one. Pienso que deberías comprar la roja, la playera roja, porque es más nice que el azul than the blue one. Okay. A comparative can be used to give a reason for your advice. You are going to be able to use some comparative or comparisons in order to be giving the reasons of why you are giving that advice. That's why you are having this example. I think you should buy the red shirt because it is cheaper than the blue one. That is an example. Should or shouldn't? Remember, I should clean my bedroom. If you're going to say that no, you shouldn't or you should not take your mobile phone to school. If you want to ask, should you take the camera? Should I take the camera? Should Carlos take the camera? That's how we are going to be using should or shouldn't. We use should or shouldn't in negative in order to give advices or recommend something, okay? He should learn English in order to go to England. Or after should, as I was telling you, we are not going to be placing to. I should study every day. I shouldn't go to bed so late. That's correct. If you say, I should to study every day, it's incorrect. I shouldn't to go to bed so late. No, that is not correct, okay? I should not, or I shouldn't, should I? Remember that we are going to be using these modal verbs as a auxiliar that is going to be at the beginning, al principio. Vamos a estar poniendo nuestros verbos modales. Should you, can I, may I, might I, have I, and so on. Could I? This verb, this modal verb, that is not a simple verb, it's a modal verb because it's more powerful. It's going to be at the beginning when you are making or asking a question. I should pay more attention. He should pay. We should play. My sister should play. We are going to conjugate the verbs in the same time. Ya no le vas a poner la S, la S, la S. Never. Forget it, because you should is going to be taking the control of the sentence. El should va a estar tomando el control de la oración. No necesitas ponerle S and nothing related with that. The conjugation is going to be the same one. And here you have some examples. I should get up early. You should sleep 7 hours. He should to eat. Now, he should eat more vegetables. I shouldn't go to bed late. You shouldn't eat chocolate. He shouldn't drink coffee. Should I go to the gym? Should you drink more water? Should he do sports? Saying that yes, no, and asking some questions with should. And remember that this should is going to be in order to give some advices or suggestions. The most important function of this verb, this modal verb. And we are going to be having this modal verb in order to talk about situation, likely in the present, likely in the future, with past participle and with ing. And we are going to be using this should with ought to as synonyms. Pero, ¿qué crees? Te voy a dejar picada. Te voy a dejar picado con este should, porque no solamente nos sirve el should para dar consejos de forma política, sino para otras cuestiones en específico. En serio, sí, te dije, should es un verbo modal que a lo mejor ya te sabías, pero tiene otro trasfondo, que es lo que vamos a estar complementando. Parezco la loca, ¿verdad? Viéndote así, pero es que me quedo pensando en que no es solamente el should, ay, para dar consejos. No, 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 no. Cada verbo modal, cada cosa que has aprendido tiene un extra que te va a llevar más allá de lo que ya conoces. That's the reason why we are talking one more time about this. Ya me emocioné mucho, ya te voy a dejar descansar. If you have any question, any situation, please, 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 please let me know and I'm going to be helping you, okay? If you need extra information, extra exercises, extra videos, I'm going to be helping you in order that you can be learning in the best way that you can, okay? Wish you a wonderful day and I will see you soon. Take care. See you tomorrow.